I just don't know how you're assuming that. I really have more in my adult life to worry about than who I like more than Real Madrid or Barcelona. Hi guys, and welcome back to another week of TFW. This is a footballing show dominated by all of your opinions, which are handily placed on my resourceful laptop. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into what you guys have been saying on the footballing world. So, first off, and Ian Pratt has written in, cheers Ian, saying, this is the first time in a decade where Ronaldo isn't a top 2 player in the world. Wow. He is still top 5, but I think Mbappe has surpassed him with the likes of De Bruyne, Van Dijk and Lewandowski in the mix as well. Messi is still the best in the world right now. I'd actually tend to agree. I know that's gonna boil a lot of piss. But I would genuinely say that Ronaldo's maybe taken a slight step back into the realm of everyone else. Instead of being on that level with Messi when it was like just directly them two, I would say, yeah, now he's back alongside the Mbappes and Van Dijks and Lewandowskis and De Bruynes and all this kind of stuff. I don't think... It's very difficult to just point this at him and be like, he's not good anymore, because he's still unbelievable. I mean, this is Ian's view. In my personal opinion, he's still up there with Messi, fighting for the second best player in the world, along with the likes of Lewandowski and Mbappe. I just think that he's kind of, again, it sounds very harsh, Juventus. He's kind of entered the realm of being at the, I've lost that word. Say, the problem is that he's almost at the risk kind of that maybe Juventus won't be that good in the Champions League. I feel like when he was at Real Madrid, he could kind of carry them, and Real Madrid were up to a really, really good standard with Ronaldo in their team. With Juventus, I'm not so sure that the rest of the team is as strong. This is maybe why Ronaldo's not scoring as many goals. Maybe if they don't make it through in the Champions League, you can kind of put more questions on them rather than just Ronaldo. Yes, he's not scoring as much, and yes, Messi's outdoing him in pretty much every metric you're looking at in European football this season, but I still think he's definitely up there. I mean, add on to the fact that also Ronaldo's 35 as well. I mean, he is still a ridiculous athlete and an unbelievable football player. With the others, though, they're just a few years younger and they're kind of creeping up on him. Like, it's no shame in saying that Mbappe is challenging him to be one of the best in the world, and Messi as well, when he's like, what, like 14 years younger than Ronaldo or something like that. There's no shame in that. De Bruyne, again, is only like 27. Lewandowski's 31, but had a really, really good season. But yeah, Maybe this is the first time in a decade where he's not in the top 2. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. But yeah, this is all for your opinions, this footballing show. Next up, Ariane Sharma said, Real Madrid is the team that is best prepared for the future with players like Hakimi, Odegaard, Kubo, Vinicius Jr. I would agree that they're very well prepared for the future, Real Madrid. But I feel like when... I don't know. Ariane, if you're a Real Madrid fan, let us know in the comment section. You probably look at your own team a bit more favourably than you look at others. Don't get me wrong, Barcelona have a really good few talents coming through as well. Dortmund have some brilliant talents. Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea as well. Like Real Madrid maybe are well prepared, maybe not the best prepared. I think the only thing for me that would stand out about Real Madrid's preparation is that a few of them already have really good high-level Champions League experience and first team, top tier experience. Odegaard's definitely one of them, or hasn't played in the Champions League, but we're talking about top level experience for the Sociedad this season. Hakimi is definitely one of them. Vinicius Jr. has already been in and around the Real Madrid first team a lot and shown some really good glimpses and some high profile games as well. So I think in experience wise, yes. In terms of pure numbers, there are other teams out there who have some phenomenal talents. I think the problem with Real Madrid is to fit them all into the team without just becoming a team of inexperienced youngsters. Like, yes, it would be awesome if, Vinicius, let's take the Brazilian 3 in the attacking midfield. Vinicius Jesus Reina, I believe, and Rodrigo. All 3 of them could become brilliant, but are you going to play all 3 of them at the same time? That's the question. Are you then going to leave Hazard, let's say Bale stays for some random reason, Hazard, Bale, Odegaard as well? Are you going to leave them out of the team just because these 3 could become brilliant? Probably not. So you're going to have to sort of piece them in, maybe play Hazard and whoever else is like part of that attacking 3. Then Vinicius and Rodrigo share the minutes. Who knows? I think they are very well prepared, but the experience is going to be massive. Look at teams like Dortmund. If they were to keep Hakimi, Sancho and Haaland, They're similar ages to the Real Madrid youngsters and to other youngsters like at Chelsea. But Chelsea and Dortmund, they are getting the minutes. They're getting the big minutes in the big game and putting the big performances in. So I think Real Madrid are prepared. Not the best prepared, though. Next up, Vaibhav Dangayac even. Wow. I'm terrible with names. As I said, Spurs have various options in their midfield, even though Ali is suspended. So why should they start to compete? So who should they start to compete with Bruno and Pogba? The return of the Premier League this week, of course. If you're watching this later in the week, Friday night, Spurs against United. Massive game in the race for the top 4. I think Ali, on a personal note, Ali being suspended is quite good for Spurs. I feel like they can maybe change their tactic up a little bit and not necessarily play with a number 10. The problem with Ali is when he's not doing much, he's carried by the team. Trying to combat Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, I'm not even sure if Pogba will start for United. Certainly on current form before Corona, I don't think he should. I'd put Fred McTominay and Bruno in there. I think Spurs will struggle with Bruno Fernandes. He's looked like a brilliant player. The pockets of space he finds himself in, and the fact that Spurs don't have a real natural defence midfielder if Eric Dyer isn't in there, may see them struggle a little bit, especially with Fernandes picking up lots of space. I don't think Sissoko and Winks are in there. Sissoko's ball carrying ability and Winks' passing are good, but defensively, in like a defensive midfield position, being a man marker, stopping a creative player in the opposition is going to be very, very difficult for them. I think without Ali in the midfield, Spurs will play a midfield 3. So without a number 10, so someone like Winks, Sissoko, Winks, Sissoko, and Lo Celso is what I meant to say. Potentially Tanguy and Ndombele as well. Maybe swapping in for Winks there too. But yeah, I think Spurs will be better off without Ali, certainly for the restart. Anyway, Tim Borowski next up said the transfer rumour that Van Dijk is moving to PSG is the stupidest thing I've heard this week. I agree, Tim. I don't think Van Dijk is moving to PSG. What was funny about the rumour? So apparently, again, just a rumour. Apparently Van Dijk was offered 280k by PSG, £280,000 a week, but then stayed with Liverpool for 240,000. If Van Dijk was going to move from the reigning European champions, even though they've been knocked out, a team that's in phenomenal shape, that is the best in Europe this season, you could argue say on their league form, has had a fantastic league campaign, are going to smash the Premier League title. If you're going to move from there to PSG, and you're the PSG chairman or whatever, and you're trying to bring Van Dijk in, at least offer him a bit more than just 40k a week more. Like, the difference between 240k to 280k is peanuts. Like, if you're going to try and turn Van Dijk's head and, like, the best defender in the world, at least double it or triple it or something ridiculous. Like, I'm really not sure Van Dijk's going to give all of that up at Liverpool just for 40 grand more. I mean, what's he going to get with 280k a week that he can't get with 240k a week? Yeah, that was a bit of a ridiculous rumour. I agree with you, Tim. That was a bit silly. Marcos Akram up next. Barcelona's win was deceiving, and due to the lack of squad depth alongside the weak defence, within 3 match weeks they'll start losing points rapidly. Dropping points, I assume he means. Just as any other team after the break that doesn't have depth. This is an odd one. This is another one of these ones I've spoken about the last few weeks. I just don't know how you're assuming that. I just don't know how you can just say 4-0 win, yeah, but forget the 4-0 win, squad depth, match week 3, they're off. I don't know how you put that together. I don't know what about a 4-0 victory over the weekend is deceiving the whole world and they're actually, the squad depth. If their squad depth was that much of an issue, and I'm assuming from this, Marcos, that you are a Real Madrid fan, if their squad depth was that much of an issue, why are they still top of La Liga? And if Real Madrid's squad depth is so much better, why are they second in La Liga? And why are they 2-1 down in the Champions League at home to Manchester City? Again, not hating Barca or Real Madrid. For those of you who always ask me, I don't care. I don't care about Barcelona or Real Madrid more than the other one, or Messi or Ronaldo. They're 2 football teams. I enjoy watching them both. They're great. I really have more in my adult life to worry about than who I like more than Real Madrid or Barcelona. But yeah, just to assume that their lack of squad depth would weaken them. They don't have Copa del Rey, they don't have Champions League to think about. They're playing every 3 or 4 days, just like they would normally over the course of a season. I see no reason. I mean, obviously, yes, with big injuries and whatever. I mean, Suarez has just come back. You could say that squad depth or they'll be tired or this and that would affect them, but I don't think any more than any other team would, in all honesty. And there's also 5 substitutes now, so players can get a bit more of a rest. Yeah, I'm not sure it would just specifically affect them. I'm not saying it won't. Messi could get tired and need a break or whatever, and Barca could drop points. I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but I think to base it on a weekend where they've just come back after 3 months and won 4-0 seems a little bit sort of like you're trying to deliberately attack Barca. Right, Promise Akinyemi has said, Hazard can regain the form that he once had. He made an assist against Eibar and is doing well in training. This, again, a little bit presumptuous. He had a good game against Eibar. Not the strongest of opposition, but I always say you've got to go out there and do the business. You can't just sit on the bench and say, nah, they're too weak for me to play. Yes, he got a good assist, had a good game overall, and apparently he's doing well in training. I'm not sure how you would specifically know that, or sort of guess that he's doing well than anyone would be. Players do well in training all the time and just can't turn up on the weekend. But yes, can he regain form? For sure. This is the thing with Hazard and a few other players. Yes, you could say he's flopped. Yes, much more is expected of him after signing for 100 million, but he's still a phenomenal footballer. Like, he still has all the talent and the ability. This doesn't just drain away from players every so often. He's still got all the skills to go on and be an unbelievable signing and regain form and be one of the best players in La Liga, even in Europe. So yeah, I would agree with you there. I wouldn't say that the weekend would be a massive indicator that, bam, Hazard is back. Like, let's take things one step at a time. Schallenberger said Jurgen, I'm assuming he's talking about Jurgen Klopp, should leave Liverpool to test himself in another league so he can tell that he is one of the all-time best managers. I feel like this wasn't a thing until the whole Ronaldo-Messi debate came up and everyone was like, yeah, Ronaldo's testing himself in other leagues. No, you do not have to test yourself in other leagues. You do not have to do anything to prove you're one of the best. By the way, let's just say that Jurgen Klopp has now won titles. He will do in the Premier League in Germany against a phenomenal Bayern Munich side, right? Let's not count that out. And in England, in an extremely competitive league, obviously they smashed it this season against the likes of Manchester City. So where else does he need to go? Like, why does he need to go elsewhere? According to who? Who's going to scratch him off the list of all-time greats because he didn't do it in France? I mean, let's be honest, and no disrespect, because I do like Ligue 1, a lot of players, and they do have some good teams, but any manager going to PSG now, it can pretty much tick that off. They can tick off that they would have won a title with PSG in this current climate, even without going. So Guardiola and Klopp don't need to go to PSG to prove they would have done it in France. I think both of them at the moment probably would have won it with Juventus as well. The other leagues may be a little bit more difficult, but yeah, he doesn't need to leave. He's at the best team. Why would he leave? This is like people saying, oh, Messi needs to leave. No, he doesn't. He's at the top. He's at one of the best clubs in the world, getting paid an insane wage. Why would he leave? Just to prove some guys on the internet that he can do it in France or Italy? No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I think Jurgen Klopp has tested himself in other leagues. The whole point is that you work to get to the top. Once you're at the top, you don't just take steps down to prove yourself elsewhere. I mean, you can do, but it'd just be a little bit odd. I think Jurgen Klopp can stay at Liverpool as long as he likes. I'm sure they'd be happy to have him, one of their most successful managers in recent history. And yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. Who's he proving it to? Unless he's proving it to himself or to his family, or he had a bet with his best mate, I don't think he needs to prove anything to anyone. Next up, and last but not least, from Ankit Bandari 121, who said, does Atletico Madrid require a managerial change? With quality players that they have, like Lamar, Saul, Koke, Partey, Felix Carrasco, that defensive setup isn't working now for Atleti. What do you think about it? Love from India. Thank you so much, Ankit. With Atletico Madrid, I just think they need goals. I think you'll find that Jan Oblak is an unbelievable keeper. They have not been defensively as solid in recent years. I think with Felipe Luis and Diego Godin leaving, and no disrespect to Kieran Trippier, I'm not sure he's the strongest defender. I think they're not as good defensively, but having said that, Lodi's come in and looks like a brilliant fullback. Defensively, Jimenez is fantastic as well. I think they've improved to the point where Diego Simeone can help them defensively, help them structurally, help them as a team, be stronger at the back, even though they haven't been this season. He's got a proven record that he can do that. My problem with Atleti is just putting the ball in the back of the net. If Atleti had a top goal scorer and they were scoring a few more, weren't drawing as many especially, weren't drawing as many, nicking the odd goal here and there to see them win games, nobody would be speaking about them not being defensively sort of sharp. I feel like goals do cover a lot of cracks in football. And if, take away, Costa, Morata as well, and they had like a, Torres or Aguero of years gone by at Atletico Madrid, or if João Felix suddenly turns into a forward and their Ronaldo-type figure in Madrid and starts banging in 40 a season, I think you'll find that Atletico Madrid won't have so many worries, or certainly there won't be such a spotlight on their defensive issues. But yeah, thank you so much. That is all from me for today for TFW. Thank you, as always, for all of your footballing opinions. Every Sunday night in the YouTube community tab is where you can find the post that you can leave your comments under. And every Monday afternoon is when we'll have TFW ready, hot and fresh for you guys. Anyway, thanks so much as always. Make sure you smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below, and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.